Peru, 1964. 6 Sisters of Charity of the Incarnate Word. 2 from the Mexico province, 2 from what was then the St. Louis and San Antonio provinces, along with Sister Charles Marie Frank, founded our mission. And today, that mission continues and thrives. Our current locations from our original founding in Chimbote, Peru, which is noted by the yellow marker, are Lima, Cambio Puente near Chimbote, and Huancane, south and in the mountains. We are now in Lima, Peru. This is the interior of the Basilica of Lima, the high altar. This basilica dates back to the 15th century. It was destroyed by an earthquake in 1746 and has been rebuilt to its present structure today. This is one of several side altars. This one is dedicated to the Virgin of the Candlemas, and the big feast day is February 2nd. In Arequipa, through the Basilica, Mass is celebrated here every day. At the top you have the Immaculate Conception, then the Bible, and the crown. It's in the shape of a U, a choir, with stalls on the side. There are 57 saints, hand-carved from Christianity. It took the artist from Spain 28 years to finish this panel. Pizarro Chapel. He was the discoverer of Peru. In the Pizarro Chapel, there are 4 million pieces of mosaic telling the story of his conquering. Here is a picture where he drew a line and said, all people who choose to be poor go to Spain, and all who choose to be rich go to the left, and they will be in Peru. One wonders if that's been achieved today. Another mosaic on the side altar. This is the coat of arms, the star representing Mary, the 3 crown of thorns, and the K, King George. Beneath it are the remains of Pizarro, which were uncovered in 1985 and sent for study to the University of Missouri, and then returned here. He was capitated on the plaza. This is the Plaza de Armas. Just beautiful fountains, flowers. The changing of the guard is going to take place over here at the palace. Interior of the Basilica of Lima, Peru. Everything in this square is painted yellow, except for this building. Everything else in the square is painted yellow, and these are the offices of the government. And outside there is much poverty. This building here is City Hall. The changing of the guard is still in process. Back to this building, this is the Chancery office, where the Archbishop works and lives and his staff. The Convento Santo Domingo.
And Melo Franco says this is the biggest tomb in America.
The tomb of Saint Rosa de Lima, entombed below the church. Very simple. Lima, Peru. It is just beautiful. We see a skydiver over here. So there are Peruvians enjoying the surf even though it's cold. Mountains and hills in the National Formation Team is meeting all week. This is the city of Comas, where one of our houses are located. The mountains in the background and the area. This is a panorama from the front door of the retreat center. It's Wednesday morning and everybody's working, doing their chores. And here we're back at the front door of the retreat center, where everybody is gathering to go to St. Rose of Lima Church, chapel, where St. Rose lived during her lifetime. We will have Mass there. This is our group minus Rosaline and Anne Marine, who are out doing something. We're on our way to the picnic. So we all go. We're leaving. No telling what they're saying. Our picnic lunches. This is going to be fun. These are the grounds inside the Sister Rosalina playing with one of the local children.
Todas las paradas necesarias. Let me take one picture right here. Yeah. And yeah, just put that on.
Hello, little boy. This is a neighborhood in Comas by the side along the roadway. Little goats all over on our wayside. Looks sick. This is where we're going to go to Mass, where Saint Rose of Lima lived.
Santa Rosa.
Coca-Cola y Santa Rosa Sanctuario. Es Santa Rosa. Es long trip. This is where we're having our picnic now. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello. Hola. Hola. This is Santa Rosa's chapel, where we'll have Mass, and where Saint Rose of Lima was born till she was 5 years, and lived here till she was 5 years old. This is Father who's saying Mass for us. This is the inside of the church, where we'll have Mass. Again, this is the exterior of St. Rose of Lima Church. It's significant for 2 reasons. She lived here until she was 5 or 7 years of age, they're not sure, but she was definitely confirmed here, and a statue of the bishop is inside the church, even though he's not a saint. This is the original church in which she was confirmed, and the house where she lived with her mother and father is at the corner, and I'll get that as we leave. This is the countryside surrounding the area where Rose of Lima lived and grew up, and what it looks like today.
For 2 years.
Bye. Ciao. Ciao. Sí. ¿Cómo se llama? Sí. Catalina.
Ella se llama Catalina. Adiós, corazón.
Is the exact location of the house where St. Rose of Lima was born. The house is a replica of the one she was born in and lived with her parents. This is what the inside looks like. This is for the retired sisters. No.
¿Pero qué quieres que te pregunte? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo sigue Rosa María? ¿Cómo sigue?
Rosa Maria?
Sí.
Es bien.
¿Está bien? ¿Ya sanó? ¿Is already?
You,
She's working? Sí.
at Mac. ¿Cuántos años usted aquí en Lima? 12, 12 years.
Oye, ¿y Esther Chávez cómo está? Muy bien. También.
We are here for a picnic.
Yes.
What a picnic. Sí.
Picnic muy agradable. Con su amor en el pan de la unidad, oh Padre nuestro.
Pardon the chorus. You think I have some for you? No.
Mire, está posando.
Hungry dog.
Oh, that's for the women's
This is our picnic lunch. And Sister Rosalina. Sí.
To send all of my love to all the sisters. Wish you all could be here today to enjoy this beautiful place in Santa Rosa Lincoln, where Santa Rosa lived for the first years of her life, where she was confirmed.
You can see we still have the charism of papering the walls. We shared all our stories from the various countries. Here we have Rosaline translating, Walter taking photos for posterity, Dorothy working hard, Kathy, our translator, who truly did an excellent job, Sister Elizabeth, a Sacred Heart sister from Peru, who was our facilitator, and likewise helped us get finished timely and kept us on track. Sister Chrissy from Christina, formal name, from Mexico in formation, Sister Leonila from Huancane, who's been our ardent secretary, and Sister Lourdes Urrutia on the Provincial Council in Mexico. See, and you can see our papered blackboard. You'll be seeing it all in English at another time for sure. Hello. No. Kathy. Kathy. Hello. See. This is our dining room. Elizabeth, our facilitator, Leonia, Carmelita. See. And this is Carmelita. This is Sukasa of the formation where Rosaline, Carmelita, and Arida live. We'll go in the front door now. See. We're now in the entryway, and this is Kathy, who is from the Mount Sacred Heart Sisters. And this is the front door into the little hallway. I'm going to have to change batteries. See, this is what we miss. And we have the Incarnate Word, Verbum incarnatum, a dark living room.
Ya saben.
See, they have a lovely house. The chapel, where we'll say a prayer for all who are going to view this video after we finish this round. A wonderful little place, right off of the living room.
Esta es la sala.
Sala de casa. See?
Lugar de reunión.
For meetings, for the formation team. See, the key. Cocina, the kitchen, and the dining room.
Biblioteca.
Oh, would you believe this battery's going to go too? Darn it. Library. Library, look at all the resources for formation. The dining room. Oh, it's going to go out. Cocina. No. Cocina. Oh, cocina. See. See. Muy limpio. Limpio. Yes. Clean. See. Patio. All the way over?
Allá vive el padre.
Padre. Oh, see. Father lives on the other side, and when we phone, it's Father who answers the phone.
Good morning.
Let's go. I think she'll want money for this too.
She may, but it'll probably be a good.
Yeah. This are the streets of Cusco. Depicts the infancy of Saint Rose of Lima, the profession of Saint Rose of Lima. Is she coming? This is the inside of the chapel of Santa Clara Catalina, a Dominican convent.
Indira. Ay, Dios mío, también. Indirita, sonríe, sonríe. Mírale a la señora.
Sí. Wow. I like to smile, Lily.
No te comas eso.
This is the Plaza de Armas. And this is the cathedral in Cusco still. Okay. That's Santo Domingo we just saw. Look at the hills, the white buildings, the red tile roof, the beautiful plaza, trucks just like home, the fountain, the hillside, the beautiful buildings. A very quaint city. And up on that hillside we have a little chapel of some sort. We don't know what it is yet. We'll probably go there. And this is the cathedral of Cusco, which we'll be touring tomorrow. Very ornate and beautiful. There's Dorothy. Here's Luli. Sí. ¿Cómo se llama? Alejandrine. This is the the fountain in the center of the Plaza de Armas, again in Cusco. All the noise you hear are the children from all of the schools in Cusco, boys, girls, what have you, who are here in the center in the morning for competitions among the schools. And the competition is getting ready to start. There's the Church of the Company of Jesus, a Jesuit church, right off the plaza, and immediately to
le conducían hasta este lugar. Ese fue su uso y es el lugar más destruido de todo este circuito. Okay, the name of this place is Pucapucara. In the Inca time was a conquer to the people who coming for other place for visit the city of Cusco. In here, may the control after go to the city of Cusco to the main plaza for the Inti Raymi festivities. And another use of this place. Okay. Esta es la parte más alta del circuito, 3.750 metros sobre el nivel del mar. This is the higher part of this city tour. In here we have 3,070.
Yes.
Nancy, vamos, que solamente 2 minutos.
Some of the many wares they're selling.
Okay, the name of this place is Tambo Machay, Tambo similar to the Peru.
Look at how those stones all fit together.
The half brothers to Huáscar and Atahualpa made the field war in the cathedral. After climbing up on the frontier, made many wars to Pizarro.
20 years ago, there were many opinions. Sometimes the authorities could be was prison house, no hospitals, schools. But according to the new investigations, the archaeologists they found inside many food remains. It was the food store or granary. The high ubication was a mound. The watchtower is his crown. His Ilya Texi Wira.
Oh, the watchtower is a crown?
Yes.
You say?
Yes.
Sí, está como de lado, pero es la única.
Señores, a través del tiempo y espacio ha tomado diferentes nombres. Los pre-incas, generalmente los tiahuanacus, le llamaron Tunupa. Los incas le llamaban Huiracocha. Hoy en...
¿Cómo se llama? Ah. Oh, doggy's name? Pero? Pero nombre? Isn't she cute? Bonita. Darling.
¿Qué? Usichaca Valley, which extends to Quillabamba Valley. Quillabamba is a small town. No, this railway goes only to Quillabamba, 4 hours more. After that is Amazonas jungle. No? This tree is called cetico. Cetico have a lot of fruits, large fruits. Do you see? Today they are green.
Je me demandais d'où tu pouvais téléphoner.
Et ça, il y a encore arrivé quelque chose.
Oh là là, de la voir.
Line here have multiples of 4.6 centimeters in depth. No? In June,
Mini.
Inca civilization
This is a sacred rock to the Incas. They came here to receive energy. How they got the energy, one doesn't know.
So when this was found, this room was full of dirt. All the way
like in English, I don't know, chimenea.
chimney. Chimney.
Natural chimney. Natural chimney. Or
This is the road one has to take to get up to Machu Picchu. And the entrance is over there.
the Incas didn't finish to carve this thing. The Incas had got was a shape of sword. Was a sword. Called Chimbote. Was an Inca. Was used by the Incas as a chair. The Incas chair. Hiram Bingham didn't see at the time that condor shape, and so he don't understand the real thing.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to cross it. Oh, Bolivia?
I'm gonna be outside get something to drink. We'll be back. We won't leave you behind.
Actually, we're not coming back. We're not coming back. Just come. You can visit me. After a while.
Where are you guys going to be?
Look at the clouds on the top of the mountain again.
Yeah. This is the photo site everybody takes because it's so impressive as you come in the door and see this. Oh my gosh. No, yeah.
The States. Here is Kathleen, which is feeding the animal with some grass. And here is Dorothy too. They are just enjoying, we are just enjoying that beautiful place.
These two over here are the babies of the llama, of the alpaca we just saw. They're freer to roam than the mother. Lily?
Hi. Look at the spread of water here. The water is always beautiful.
El río se profundiza más.
And the river was going more deep.
Mismi. A volcano.
Misty.
Misty. Chan Chan. Outside of the town of Huancane. We've seen lots of bonfires all the way in, and at first they said it was to welcome us to Huancane. Then we found out that it's really because tomorrow is the Feast of St. John the Baptist. So all over the countryside we have seen fogatas. And so we thought we'd give you a look at what they do to celebrate the Feast of St. John the Baptist. Now they're out there dancing and singing and you know what else? Drinking.
And
You say it.
Saint John Baptist is the patron of the campesino, and campesino means a person who lives in the country, who lives off the land.
This is a picture of a fogata and one of the campesinos lighting it. Or El Niños were here a moment ago. They're up here beginning their own. We're on Avenue Juliaca in Huancane, and these are the bonfires, the fogatas, in the middle of the street. Again, celebrating the eve of St. John the Baptist. Fascinating. These are some of the El Niños setting a bonfire. They have tires and stuff and trash out of the house. And they love to see the sparks fly and chase them. This is one of the main streets now of Huancane. And this is what's in the middle of the street. And the homes are on the side and the kids are jumping and having a ball.
They're jumping through the flames, like.
Gosh. Today is the Feast of St. John the Baptist. And this is the calle on which the sisters in Puno live. We're outside their house. And at the door is Sister Rita at the entrance to their casa. Next door to the house is the church. And now we'll go in and visit. Hola, Rita.
Welcome. Bienvenida. Forge.
Este casa. Large house.
It's a big house.
Tell me about it, Rita.
This house was built, I believe, in the 60s when Bishop Fedders Marino was in charge. He built convents and houses for the priests all over the prelature. And ours was built for the Sisters of Charity of Kentucky, who came and opened a clinic here in the 60s. They didn't stay too long. I get the impression that it was no longer than 9 or 10 years. And the house was empty, and it was used sporadically by the Maryknoll sisters, and also was used for youth meetings, and they stayed here and used it a lot. When we came in '85, the house had been repainted and redecorated, but it still wasn't in great shape. And the first thing that Rosalina Costa and I did was to have a good cleaning session. It took us weeks. We scrubbed chairs and tables and corners, and we got it into what we thought was shape that we could use. There are 12 bedrooms, and upstairs there's a bathroom, but really poor bathroom facilities for that number of people. But since we're only 4, we manage all right. The plumbing now is pretty far gone, and we have trouble getting it fixed. But we do the best we can.
And living here in the house with you are?
Laura Soto from Mexico, Leonila Gonzalez, Mexico, and Sophie Mamani from Puno. She's from quite near here, a little town called Chupa.
And she's one of the 2 temporary professed sisters in
Peru. You met them. They were there last year with you.
This is the back of the front door, a little sitting area where they can gather. The sun is warm. It's always cold here in Puno. There's no heat in the house, and there's no hot water. So lots of adjustments. This is Rita.
Hello.
You can see she's all dressed up warm.
In the morning I have to wear warm clothes.
This is a little parlor off the entryway where they have people in for
little courses when there's a small group for a baptism course. And any kind of visitors brought in here.
You can see the front door out the window.
Now we're coming into another kind of a foyer area where we have all kinds. Sometimes we're packed up with stuff for the country. These things here, these are provided by Caritas for the health of children, to measure them and to encourage nutrition of children and education about how they should be, age and height and all of that. They're homemade, what do you call them, measuring tapes.
This is the layout of Puno, or of all of Peru.
I think it's just Puno. This is just Puno.
No, this is just Puno.
And there's the lake is here. This is the lake. Huancane is up here. There's Huancane.
Huancane is right there.
And Huli, where the bishop lives, is down here, almost on the border. The prelature goes around the lake. This is the lake. Here. You can't see Huli. It says Lake Titicaca here. Huli is not marked, but I think it's about here.
Huancane is on Lake Titicaca, and we're going to go there a little later. This is the backyard. We'll go back in the house in a minute. They do all their washing by hand, hang it outside, or there's an area for clotheslines in the house. They have a dog, Inti, meaning son, and here's his little house. He's not allowed in the house and is very good. This is Inti. He likes people and wants you to play with him. Oh yes, look at this. Look at this. Say hi to the sisters. Huh? Here's Sophia in red, Leonella, and Dorothy out enjoying what's the sun house.
This is Leonilla, and she's bashful in the camera. What's this sun house out here?
It's like what do you call a sun house in the street?
An atrium?
No.
Greenhouse?
Greenhouse.
Greenhouse.
You want to see it, Kathleen?
Yes. What's it for?
It's Laura grows stuff here.
See? A very friendly dog.
Sophia, go with Rita.
See?
Sophia's shy too. Look at this big backyard though. Here's their Jeep. They need it to get to Juliaca is an hour and a half. Puno's about 2. A greenhouse that we'd call it in the States. Oh.
Greenhouse?
See.
Ooh.
Look.
Wonderful tomatoes, and they taste delicious. They're little.
And the white stuff on them is a preservative for the animals, for the insects. It's called cal. Inti. Look at the scallions.
This is a lovely greenhouse. Wow.
Laura
Inti.
Tell him that Laura does all the work.
Laura, who's on retreat right now and not here, does all the work.
¿Quién lo construyó, Sophie? When Iraida was here, she got it built. I don't know. She got a grant for it.
Wow.
The Jeep. Yeah.
So you prepare your own vegetables?
Some. We
Some.
don't have them all the time. Todo el año tiene. Todo, yes, all year we have something.
Here's the church right next to the convent. Again, the Jeep. They've had it since about 1986. And seeing some of the roads we went over last night, you can see that it's needed.
Transport for third world.
See. Leonilla is going to take us into the living room.
Did you get the papas freezing and drying in big freezers?
Library
Oh, library?
and the
Parish.
another garden. Por esa puerta. Vaya.
But that's just a big.
¿Quieres que traiga la llave? O por la ventana.
You want to go into
Through the
library?
window you can see in the library.
Okay. These are potatoes that are being treated,
Made
preserved.
white freezing
Para hacer chuño.
to
What-
make what is called chuño.
And chuño is,
Preserved potatoes, basically.
and this area is known for having some of the best potatoes in Peru.
Yes.
This is the library that the sisters use in their work with the people here. The dog eats chicken bones that they've arranged with a restaurant to give them, and they pick them up. And he eats what looks like a sack of flowers of chicken bones a day, but is a lovely dog and stays outside. We're now back in the house from the backyard, and this is their little seating area. They've fixed up cute. And you can see the incarnate word is represented well. The living room connects with the, what room?
Library room,
Has a divider.
nuestro archivo, documents,
And the cocina. They do all their own cooking. Have to boil all their own water. You can see how neat and clean the house is. They have to boil the water for the wash, for the bath, This is another part of the backyard. So you can see how large the house is. This part's very private. And when the weather's nice, they can sometimes bathe out here. Here are these frozen potatoes, now frozen small,
deshidrated.
getting ready to be prepared for eating.
Calentamos aquí el agua con el sol. With the sun, we put the water for to wash the services after the dinner.
Clothes and
The plates and the
with the
bowl,
sun.
with the water that was not cold.
Heated by the sun. Solar system, in essence. Here's another view of the parlor, or where their living room, going out to the backyard. I'm standing in the dining room.
We have our meetings here.
Community meetings.
Yes, in the morning when the sun is here, and in the afternoon in another little room.
Here we have Mother St. Pierre, Madeline, an image of Peru, Claude Dubuis, and the Incarnate Word. We're now going up the steps to the second floor.
Yo formé una cocina y todo.
This is an image of the Annunciation done by a Peruvian?
No, I think that.
No, but it's a modern day looking Annunciation. And Our Lady of Guadalupe up at the top. Enculturation process.
It's a work, an ongoing work, and a challenge.
Here the three of them are in the upstairs entryway. They're bashful. This is, you can see how they have the little top of the stairs decorated.
That's a Bolivian lady, but we use it as Our Lady.
Our Lady, it's a Bolivian hand-carved piece of wood. Aymara woman. See? Sophia's laughing. And El Capilla. This is a hallway, and again, 12 bedrooms. Off of this, they've made this room into a little chapel for the four of them. The tabernacle.
Tell them we pray here every morning early.
They have morning prayers together at 7 o'clock.
And in the evening at 6:30.
And after their day's work is done, they gather again at 6:30, have supper, have their main meal at noon. And as we're gathered here, dear God, we give thanks for the work of our sisters here in Peru, for the ways in which they've touched the lives of the people, for their untold generosity and giving of themselves to serve others, with some hardships that we take for granted, and with the many blessings God has given to them to be able to minister in this country that is truly beautiful because of the people and the beauty they have within, and the many needs that are present here. Puno is on the United States most disaster list because of the drought, the floods, the unemployment, the poorness of the people. And in Huancane, there are only 3 hermanas, 3 sisters.
Cuatro.
Cuatro. Laura's on retreat. 4 hermanas and 2 priests and 1 deacon, seminarian. That's in the whole city, and the population is 50,000.
Including the campo.
Including the Campo area, which means countryside.
And they have 100 villages in the parish.
100 villages in the parish, so there is much work for the sisters to do here. It's a true spirit of evangelization. Did it say?
Be it done unto me according to thy word.
And the word was made flesh.
At the top part is be it done unto me. It's a formation.
Across from the chapel?
Yeah, but you spend your time there. This is where Sophie studies.
This is books for the formation.
Where Sophie gets her
and the
class.
people.
And for the people, it's a little, one of the bedrooms that's been turned into
Study room.
a study room or library. And as Sophie prepares for final vows, she works here.
Yeah, she studies with Laura, Leonila, and me. Leonila teaches her lenguaje y mathematics, language and math. And Laura teaches her history of the congregation, spirituality, and I teach her philosophy.
Wonderful. Bueno. Yes, laugh. This is all the formation material. You can see how well organized they are. They got a sign, Formación, on the wall. What is this?
What?
This
Restaurant.
Hermanas de...
La Caridad.
Es el proceso. The
That's the
process
process
of
of formation.
Oh, in...
Areas.
Areas of formation. From the beginning, from pre-entry on.
And where is Sophia on that chart
¿Dónde
now?
vas tú? Julio Grado. Ahí.
So she's been through all those other steps.
Ya.
Bueno.
She's coming up to this. Está llegando a ese.
Sí.
Es aquí, en el penúltimo paso.
¿Y Rita dónde está? ¿Dónde estoy yo? ¡Pum! Yo estoy aquí.
They have very nice bedrooms. This is where Sister Dorothy stayed. This house used to belong to the Maryknoll sisters, and although it's comfortable, this is Rita's room, and although the house is comfortable, the sisters really would like to find someplace else, smaller for sure, because it's a lot of work, but also it gives the impression that we're very rich when they look at the big house and see where we live compared to what the people they're ministering with live. So you can see the accommodations are very nice.
It's very cold in the house, but we manage.
They dress warmly. This is Leonila's room. They were all delighted that they got their rooms in order this morning for this show that we're putting on.
Tell them it's our room and our office at the same time. We work here.
They do a little of everything in their rooms. But really, the accommodations are very nice. And this is where I'm staying. It's more of a mess than usual because something spilt in my luggage, so I had to take everything out.
Yeah.
This is the jail where Sister Rita ministers. We have paid to visit here. There are 32 prisoners, 2 women, and the rest are all men. We brought them bread to symbolize the sharing, and the sharing through prayer with these individuals.
Tu amor divino nos ilumine.
One of the women has a baby. She has it on her back here.
A ti venimos en procesión, tus fieles devotos a implorar. bendición. Con paso firme, de buen cristiano, hagamos grande nuestro Perú y unidos todos como una fuerza, te suplicamos, nos des tu luz, Señor de los milagros.
Stones in the base, and they did all this cementing. And as you can see, this is a cement seat around here. It's all very primitive, but it's good. It's good, sturdy stuff.
This is the tailor. He's a prisoner, but he does the sewing. And here is making a new guard's uniform. And this is the tailor shop that they work in. Don't have much as far as equipment. Here's the 2 sewing machines they have, and this young man is learning, apprentice, to Francisco, to the tailor. Sí. Bueno.
Están junto con nosotros casi en todas las fiestas, el Día de la Madre, el Día del Padre, también el día de hoy, y siempre no quisiera yo compartir la madrecita con nosotros. Yo, ¿por qué no ir así hacia ella? Y también estar juntos con ustedes.
Tú puedes, yo te digo. ¿Cuál es el mensaje que les mandar ese dicho sobre Dios y tú? Que Dios the lema, the thing that I said, if they never remember anything else that we talked about, that they remember God loves me as I am. That's what we shouted. God loves me, Francisco, as I am. Not as he wants me to be, but as I am. Y nos gritamos esto. Dios me ama a mí, Francisco, como soy. Dios me ama a mí, Gerardo, como soy. Dios me ama a mí, Dorotea, como soy. God loves me, Rita, as I am.
Y siempre yo tenía libros que traje la madrecita, siempre yo compartí, ¿no, madre? Y
He's in
siempre
charge of the 2
porque me
books.
gustan las lecturas, siempre los libros que trae, siempre yo los tengo, y siempre con la madrecita.
Passes them out. You see, they disappear if they're not cared for. So he's the, usted es el bibliotecario. Dos libros nomás on Alcohólicos Anónimos and drinking. So we want them to
Me
learn.
gusta mucho bastante.
I don't see it
This
anymore.
is the kitchen.
Kitchen and dining room.
And dining room. They each have their own corner where they cook, fix their own meals. They do all the work themselves. All their own cooking.
Siéntanse acá. Vamos a sentar acá.
That's his area where he prepares his dinner. They all want their pictures taken.
They all want the pictures taken.
Eating their food.
No es foto separada. Tal vez la
It says their dormitories where they sleep. There are 13 of them who sleep in here.
Los frazados son ustedes o son de
Sí.
Es una obra mía que he hecho el trabajo es un mueble, ropero, cafetera, puerta televisor.
Do they sell it or for their family? This is where the 2 women live. And the one with the baby, a 3-month-old baby.
They cook in here too. They're not easy, but as you can see, she's clean. She's changed. We motivate her to keep everything warm.
I didn't get the baby. I didn't have it on.
Ah, yeah. A ver, el bebé quiere ver más cerca. This is Marie,
Oh,
who was
see.
born in
Oh.
prison.
She was born here in prison and she's now 3 months old. See, bonita.
She's a lovely
See. This is the courtyard of the church, and this is a celebration taking place for the feast of St. John the Baptist. There are dances going on, but we can't necessarily see them too well from here. We're going to possibly go over later. Here come some of the young girls in, all dressed up in their finery, and they'll be dancing later. This is the church, and I'm on the balcony of the convent. We're on the road from Huancane
to Vilquechico
to the Lake Titicaca. And this is the same road that you would take if you were going to the border of Bolivia. And lots of buses come back and forth from Bolivia to Huancane and further in, with a lot of contraband that they bring in. All the roads around Huancane appear to be dirt roads, and a lot have holes in them. And we're experiencing some of that as we go. And up ahead is Lake Titicaca. Probably about a 10-minute car ride from the convent. Lake Titicaca for a picnic. And we're trying to turn the car around, which seems to present a little challenge. Here we are at a picnic. Delicious food. Chicken, fritas, and a salad. And you can see they're still feeding their faces. Hola. Hola. Sí.
Everybody's got something in their hand.
They're still eating. But this is our table we're dining on. But look at the view we have. This is Lake Titicaca. Titicaca. And it means? The water is very blue, as you can see. It goes all the way over to Puno. You could take a boat there if they had boat service, but guess what? They don't. We're here on a little hill overlooking the lake, having a picnic, compliments of our sisters here in Huancane. Feeding their faces. Hi, Sophia. The wind is now coming up, but it is warm, even though they look like Eskimos. It is not that cold. This was a little friend who joined us for lunch uninvited, but we gave him our leftover chicken bones. Sí, sí. Sí.
She's here.
We've had a delightful afternoon. The sun was wonderful, and we sat and shared and looked out on all this beauty. This lake is very clean, no boats on it. People certainly can't even begin to think about a boat. And didn't see a whole lot of, didn't see a whole lot of,
Ay, qué
this
bueno.
is another view of the lake.
Bájate, Kathleen, te vamos a filmar.
Canta.
Ya. A ver.
Mientras recorres la vida, tú nunca sola estás. Contigo por el camino, Santa María va. Ven con nosotros a caminar, Santa María, ven. Ven con nosotros a caminar, Santa María, ven.
This is the parish church in Huancane. That's right next door to the convent where our sisters live. They work here with 2 Aymara priests and 1 seminarian. Name of the church is St. James the Apostle. Who?
Our Lady of the Maternity.
Oh.
And Mary is pregnant.
Our Lady of the Maternity. Our Lady of the Maternity, and she's pregnant here. And she's here as a resource to the women who are pregnant and sick during their pregnancy. This is the floor put down in 1988, entryway into the church. A very poor city. They've done things up nicely though. Peter, keys to the kingdom. Model of the church, nicely done. Offering. Floras. Fish. And finally, the entryway into the church. The church was originally constructed in 1674 and the reconstruction done in 1988. Now we'll go in. Look at the what I call thumbtacks in some of the doors in Peru, but these have little faces on them. The baptismal font and Jesus and like a coffin behind it. One of the side altars in the church. Many pictures. Possibly started by the Jesuits, Leonella says. What? This is the just Jesus. Is that Mary at the top? Oh, this is our Lord of the Miracles. No, excuse me, this is our Lord of the Miracles. Another side altar. And here's the main altar. And here's another side altar. Mass is offered here 5 times a week. This is Saint Isidro, the patron of farmers. Our Lady and Our Lady of Mount Carmel and an apostle. Who's the guy on the horse?
Is Santiago, but
Santiago.
I think that is not the apostle. It's Santiago that luchó with the Spanish. Oh, maybe.
Back on the left is Saint Peter. On the right, Saint Paul and Saint Matthew. Our Lady of the Rosary is in the center, and on the top is Saint James, who the church is named after. On the front of the tabernacle is Jesus and possibly Peter, or is that God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit? Hard to see. And on both sides of the tabernacle, St. Rose of Lima, the tabernacle, and St. Martin de Porres, who are the 2 patrons of Peru. And the Annunciation is here with our sisters, this beautiful painting that is the center of the side wall right off the main altar. A sterling silver altar, pretty altar cloth.
Of culture.
Pictures need to be cleaned. Father wants to do it, but it's expensive.
Sí, para conservar tu cosa.
This is the plaza, right across from the church here in Huancane. Trees are manicured and shaped like this by an individual in town, even though this is an extremely poor town. Transportation. We're on our way to Puno, on the main road from Huancane to Puno and Juliaca. And these are beehive houses made of adobe. People actually live in them. There's no windows.
And
they're very warm.
And the reason for them is because of the economy. See, they can afford to build them.
They're more economical to build, and that's why the people can build them. And this little blue house here is an example of how they bury their dead.
At home.
At home, instead of in the cemetery, which is back in Huancane. Throughout our stay, we have seen sheep that have been painted, mostly red. The reason is it's for the celebration of the feast of St. John the Baptist, so they even decorate the sheep by painting them, or putting powder on them, supposedly.
Yes.
These are all along the roadside as we're going into Juliaca and Puno. And sometimes they also put flowers
Isn't that very cute?
in their... These are polka dot sheep with powder on them for the occasion of the feast of St. John the Baptist. The landowners really get into the celebration of the saint and even decorate these sheep with red paint, bows, and flowers. These don't have flowers, just the red powder. We are now on a boat on Lake Titicaca, which means gray cat. Tiki is the gray cat's name. Leonella, Sophia, Dorothy, and Kathleen. We're going to visit some of the Ural floating islands that the natives live on and enjoy the beauty of this lake, which is larger than Lake Tahoe and Lucerne, the lake in Switzerland. One of the islands. It's a beautiful day. We just met two Canadians. The boat is leaving from Puno. That's the town there on the hillside. We just dropped Sister Rita off. This is the port of Puno we're leaving from. This is an island with a resort hotel on it, one of the most expensive in the south part of Peru.
Parecía terremoto, moviéndose.
Era en la tarde, en la mañana.
En la mañana, pero regresamos en la tarde. De todos modos, en la mañana. De veras, yo casi me vomito. Porque así. Sí. Y ahorita está perfecto. Horrible. Yo dije, nunca más vuelvo a venir a este lado. Ahora tenemos que estar sentados.
One of the islands we're going to get off and visit. The people living here are native and original to these islands, and they still live here today.
Otra vez a las 8 de la noche querías un helado, ¿no?
This boat is made out of the weeds that we've seen along our right here, and is unique and special to this island. Highway on our way from Lima to Chimbote. Very overcast. Pollution is bad. Yet the view of the water is tranquil, although you can't get much of it. I am now coming out the back door of the convent in Chimbote onto their garden. And the building you see across the way is the Clinica, the first place that we started working in here in Chimbote. Tomorrow, I'll start with Pilar and Antoinette and do the convent, but this is the garden that connects the convent. Here on the right, the green building is the convent, little patio area, and going across you see the garden. They have a gardener who takes care of this, and it's beautiful. My window is right to the right of this honeysuckle tree, and you can smell it. And I understand that's also the room Juanita may be going to. This is the gardener who does a lovely job maintaining this.
The side view of the Costa.
Costa, not Clinica. What's the name of it? Costa Medica Santa Clara. We're now on the main street, and this is the entrance. The patients come in. Come in through here. See the clinic all along here. Gentleman selling his wares. Here's Grace talking with, hello. This is Grace. She's going to give us our conducted tour of the posta.
This door is the entrance to the convent that was here when we started in 1964. And as you enter the door here, you can see the structure of the building. The convent originally was built as an L. That's the leg of the L and the foot of the L. At this end was the dining room and the parlor, the chapel, and the leading out to the other side, the sacristy, with the bedrooms down here. With the earthquake, this part of the building fell down and had to be reconstructed. And because of this, this wooden building was built in 1970, and the sisters lived in this building for a period of time. And then it was turned over to the Centro de Educación Familiar, which was a family center. And in this family center, they took care of the people, teaching them how to care for their children at home when they left here. So what the plan was, and Lucy Schuler, Emma, and some doctors were behind this program. And they had children that were undernourished. Grandparents were taught how to take care of them because parents were working. And they were taught simple things as not to mix up the napkins of one child with another child. And how they did that was by giving every mother a different colored bucket. So you had red buckets, blue buckets, and yellow buckets, and you had ones with squares on them and with diamonds on them so they could see audiovisually what was their particular responsibility. And that was still in existence when I came here for a number of years. And Emma worked over there as a RN and did a marvelous job and was very well appreciated by the community. At that time, we decided to turn CEF, Centro de Educación Familiar, give that responsibility back to the city to take care of the undernourished children with the construction of the regional hospital. And that meant that this area, which was originally part of the convent, was turned over to being a part of, had been turned over to be part of the posta. So we moved the posta from here over there, and we remodeled that to make it the center house, because at that time we were the only house in Peru in Chimbote. Then after this was the center house for about 3 to 5 years, we saw the need to have a center house in Lima. And then that became part of the community structure, which is still the L-shaped, and then now we call it a U-shaped structure because the extension here is the Posta Medica with the community. Okay, we will go in the main door off the posta as the people come every day to get their ticket to be attended by the doctor or a dentist or the psychiatrist.
This is the waiting room for the patients.
The waiting area for patients.
Buenos
Hola,
días.
buenos días.
Buenos dias.
That's just back going out
Oh.
as a patient.
Oh,
This is
here's the admissions
area
office.
where the people just come, Carmen. Vamos a hablar y les tomamos.
Hola, Carmen.
Carmen, Catalina, solicitando. Carmen gives the patients your tickets in the morning to see the doctor, the dentist, and also for the psychologist. And she also does the whole job of pharmacy. So she receives the medicine,
Pharmacia.
keeps accountability of it, and sells them and everything else. She does a great job. By the way, I got this yesterday, the medicine from Caritas, and instead of being 257, it's just 2 months ago, debemos a ellos 14 soles porque fue eso. Entonces, revíselo y yo tengo la medicina. Entonces, revíselo y okay? We will see this from the other side. The patients arrived with this ticket which they got from Carmen, and now we have their consulta, and now she goes to the next step to wait for to see the doctor, because it's a ticket for a doctor. So it's consulta medica. Etc. Do you want to weigh yourself and I'll take your photo so you can see you really are still into the procedure?
Yeah, right. Other than just being the filmer.
Pharmacy.
This is the pharmacy?
Yeah.
And that's how the shelves are stocked.
Yeah. Now, we unstock them every night and bring the stuff over to the convent on a cart. So they have to be reinstalled every morning. Huh?
Hola, Ellie. This is the dental
Right, okay.
clinic.
The dental department. Now, this, we had a dental department where the poster was over on the other side, and it was supported by the Coletta. But with time, they took out their part, everything that they had invested in the institution and brought it to their hospital. So we were left with nothing. And one year, Sister Mary James came down and she said, "You need to do more than that." And she gave us a donation. And with that donation, we were able to buy new instruments to do not only extractions but fillings. That same year, Granda San Francisco de Assis, they, from Minnesota, a group of plastic surgeons come down, and since then they've been coming down every year to do surgery on hair lips and palates. And we've done over 2,000 children.
In how many years?
Over about 11 years.
Wow.
And really it's a marvelous program, and it's done in Lima now. We started in Trujillo, and now it's in Lima. But that program has donated the chairs, and then they organized with a group of dentists in Minnesota to come down and did fluoride treatment of the children in the schools in this locality. And we've kept up that system. The dentist comes about 9:30 to take more photographs. Para enseñar las madres Esther y todos ellos. This is curation, or where what would you call it in English? You do minor surgery.
Minor surgery.
Minor surgery, debridements, cleaning, toenails, all that kind of stuff. There. Come in and see the ancient
this is the minor surgical
here.
suite.
Yeah, here. Sterilizer.
This is
That's
their
ready to fall
sterilizer.
apart. We would appreciate anybody donating a sterilizer.
Did you get that message?
Yeah. And that's been here since I came, so it's over 20 years, and how many more I don't know. Theo, ¿cuántos años está con nosotros?
Madre, voy a cumplir 25 años el 31 de julio según la planilla.
Okay, 31st of July, she will be here 25 years working with us.
Oh, marvelous. Qué bueno.
And turn it up and all that, it's a great feature, but it's as old as the hills. It's very suitable for what we need.
This is where patients get IVs if they're dehydrated.
Available to the doctor. The outside one is for deciding whether they need the dentist, the doctor, or the physicians. Is that?
See.
Okay. This is, we have the availability of the doctor every Monday to Saturday. Above it is the map of Peru, and where Chimbote is.
Like a little dot.
And all of the information is about health, being taking care of your health primarily. Okay, and then we go to this is injections.
Yeah.
Like what you need, Irma?
Hola, Irma.
Kathleen está visitándonos. Yeah, this is where they do injections. Now they don't lie down to give them; they just stand and get them in their hop. That's it. That's how it's done.
Niños, children too.
Children, adults, everybody. We have a program for TB in our closest section here in Dos de Mayo, 92% of the youth have TB.
Mm.
Did you hear that?
Yes, 92%.
Of the youth have TB, and that's
Wow.
it's a real problem right now.
Mm.
Okay, and it's because the youth try to leave the food in the family for the little ones, for the older people, and so at the end they get caught.
Gosh.
This is the immunization program that we have, and we do about every 3 months we work with the local regional hospital to do vaccination of all the children and everything else.
What's BCG?
The Bacillus de Cameli-Garin. It's TB. Come on. At least I remember that from my... As you can see, it's all just 3-ply. And it's very clean. I'd like you to take a photograph of the ceiling, the texture, right there especially. And where you can see that we put a piece up there to hold it together. This roof is very, very delicate and ready to fall in. And that's a concern to all of us. As you can see, we put some...
Prende la luz, mami.
Doctor's office.
Y el doctor atiende acá, he takes care of the patients here, and then he does physical exams on this side. This was received from Minnesota, and it's a great luxury for us to have, and to be able to read x-rays.
Gosh.
As you can see, everything is homemade, and let's go to the other side where we do pap smears. We just received from a group called Mission Possible out of Florida. They sent us down this in the last 3 months.
How do you get stuff down here like that?
You have to coordinate with groups that bring down containers full of stuff, and have to send a big batch to them, and they'll give you an area of the container. But it's a great help to us too for pap smears, for obstetrics and work. Okay, then you can see it leads out to the garden again, and then we'll go back out here.
Here's the gardener in the backyard. So we've made a short tour.
And
the director
the laboratory.
This is the director of the lab?
Well, the administrator of the lab, you might say.
We're in the laboratory.
Yeah, this is the laboratory. It's not here either.
Oh, thank you.
And I was going to pay the people now. Let me show you how that's done. We have to give them a boleta, a ticket that they get their payment.
Of the garden.
That's right.
This
and
is for the sisters and the clinica.
Yeah. Scrub board visiting. Okay?
See.
And then that brings you into this part of the house. Will I give you the tour from here inside?
What? We're in Trujillo. A 2-hour bus trip from Chimbote. And we're here just enjoying the day, and we're going to go to some ruins. It's winter time, so we don't see a lot of people on the beach. It is really quite lovely. Trujillo is different than Chimbote. It's much cleaner, and you don't see the trash piled up all over. Here are our travelers for the day, enjoying Trujillo. Look like bumps on a log, trying to decide what to do next.
Exactly. Well, we're going to eat next.
Eat? That sounds good.
You're going to Pilar. Pilar said she's hungry.
See, we are all hungry.
To us, that's part of our apostolate. When we, it's.
You don't want to say anything, Rosalie? This is the pier in Trujillo, and we are at Playa Huanchapa. A marine life. We're going to go visit some ruins here soon. And these animals are from their time. We're just lollygagging along the beach, looking at the pretty things of Trujillo. Here's a seagull. There's a pelican, excuse me. They're all over. And out there you have the people who are catching the fish that maybe we'll eat shortly. Their boats are from the time of the
Chimu culture.
The Chimu culture, which are the ruins, will be seen. And the same type of boat is in use today, made from like reeds. They sit in the boat, put their 2 legs in it, get themselves out there, and then throw their nets over. These are the fishing boats parked here, because this is not the best time of day to fish, but you can see what they look like. They literally sit in the back here and are out in the Pacific Ocean in that. This is their livelihood. And all these people have just parked their boats here till it's time to go fishing tomorrow. Here we see them out there again, riding the waves. What I'm really trying to take is this monument with the boats here. It's very much a part of this industry. It's Pilar, one of our first-year vowed members. You can see how the street signs. People are out surfing today. It's usually not this overcast and the sky is blue. These are the nets that are thrown in from those boats. The men literally are kneeling in the boat. They're cleaning up their nets from today's work, getting ready for tomorrow. This is a view from our restaurant, and the kind of places the nuns take us to in Peru. A little nudity on the beach. Salud. Un momento, un momento. Okay, bueno. Hola.
Muchos saludos a todas las hermanas de San Antonio, especialmente a Carla María. Le mando un fuerte abrazo y también a Luis Fernando y a todas las hermanas que están en la enfermería del hospital. No, la enfermería de la casa madre.
Sí.
Muchos abrazos.
Pilar is saying we send greetings to everybody in San Antonio, everybody in the congregation, but especially to Charles Marie and Louise Meyer. Both of them spent a lot of time here.
Antoinette.
To all of our sisters in San Antonio and to all of our sisters in the congregation. It is wonderful to have Dorothy and Kathleen here really enjoying our lunch. My first time. I've seen you all in 2 weeks from San Antonio. So God bless them. Thank you for your prayers and for your remembrance of us.
And many thanks to the U.S. province for this beautiful lunch that we're enjoying together.
Weary stragglers coming up the steps.
Pilar la ancianita.
We came from down there by the shore, up this little hill in front of the cathedral. Great view of the beach. We're going to visit the chapel, if it's open, and the cemetery. This cemetery. entrance to the cemetery. This is a Peruvian cemetery.
Not all is like this, I tell you.
This is probably a little more upscale.
Oh, very much so. We should go to the others. They have nothing.
The other side behind there looks like
We should see some of the others. And you go out to the funeral and you have to wait forever. They don't even have the grave dug. Oh, and it's not a good thing.
Coffins are in these niches. In some of the poorer places, you might find 4 or 5 coffins in one niche. These were people whose remains were probably dug up, and their names aren't on them, but their bodies were placed there. This is an older part of the cemetery. According to the sisters, this is very much an upscale cemetery.
People are better off here in Trujillo.
And you wouldn't find something like this in Chimbote. We came up here to see the view from the church and the cemetery. You can see the Pacific Ocean there in the background. Very elaborate, as you can see. This is a historical old church that they're trying to upgrade and improve, right across from the cemetery. This is Chen Chen ruins outside of Trujillo. They go back to the year 1000 and are pre-Inca, and we've seen by this time lots of pre-Inca ruins. These are all made of adobe. What else? Etc. This is the central palace we're looking at. His lordship and lady would come in that opening straight ahead, and all of the subjects would be gathered round to greet them. The wall is beautiful with the engraving on it. The Chen Chen people built their palaces close by the sea because they were sea animal oriented. This goes around the entire complex. This is the first section of fish and birds. See the fish here and the pelican here. All the way down. We saw one of these in town and thought it was a modern day pelican, but they took it off of this wall. They're making print work here. You can buy a copy of the design later.
Do you want to? Do you want to go to the?
This is where the civil servants met with the people and collected taxes. All these are offices. From the year 1000 till today, you can see there's still a lot of needs for excavation. Unfortunately, they're out of money. It's still something to see, though. This is, everything we're looking at is one palace, and there are 9 of these. When the so-called king died, our chief, they built the new one who was enthroned a new palace. This is the Plaza de Armas in Trujillo. We're looking at the fountain in the middle of the square. And at the top is the statue representing their liberty. You can see a torch in the hand of the person up there, just like as you come into the harbor in New York. And going around the square, over there you have the white building, which is the Palacio. It's like where the government leaders meet. Then there's several banks all the way around. Give you the full circle tour. And here is the cathedral. And we're going to go in there momentarily. And here are my 4 companions. In Trujillo, they're trying to get away from the camera, but I caught up with them. Sí. Hola. Give you a flavor of their architecture and colors. We're standing in the Cathedral Plaza looking back at the Plaza de Armas. Very colorful, very, very clean city. As Antoinette said, you wouldn't know you were in Peru. This is the cathedral, very colonial looking. That's a museum over there. 4:45 in the afternoon, nobody around. All the churches in Peru are closed for reasons of theft and things like that. It's really a shame. This has just been renovated and is supposedly quite beautiful. This is the road we just came down from Chimbote to Cambio Puente. It's a 20-minute ride, either on a small bus or in what is like a little taxi, but it fills up with 5 people, so you share it with whoever. Costs 1 sol for a 20-minute trip. You can hear the chickens. It's not early morning, it's 10 a.m. But these are the roads in Cambio Puente. You see the dust from the bus that just went by. Here's Rosaline meeting a friend from when she was here before.
Dorothy. This is Sarah. She was our health promoter for years here. And Luis Meyer will remember Sarah. Está tomando una filmina que va a llevar, ¿recuerda la hermana Luisa? Sí. Meyer, ya, le va a llevar para que ella pueda ver. ¿Ya? La hermana
Hola.
Kathleen. Hola.
We're now going to our house in Cambio Puente. This is the road up from where we were dropped off. What's new? Which one is our house?